The hypnotized your nope. Once a boy called Haribo came to school and said, my hamster just fell over and died. I mean, I can swim. So he said, yeah, I bet you can't. So he said, okay, lunchtime. So lunchtime, we all went onto the playground. He said, right. And he just fell over and swam the English Channel. Haribo was trying very hard not to look proud. Nice. And suddenly one day, our teacher, Miss Hollywood, said there was an inspector coming in. Really good. Snap. Nope. She said he wasn't going to inspect us, he was going to inspect her. Hey. Us. And we were all to help her by being horribly gay and answering all the questions that he asked George. Later that day he came in, Miss Hollywood. Really good. Snap. Nope. George said the inspector doesn't shave and his face had a moustache. I behaved. My dad misbehaved. There we all were, sitting in our rows, under the desks, breathing very, 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 very quietly. And he looked at our plums. I think you know what I mean. And then our canals. I think you know what I mean. And he said, what do they eat in Holland? And I didn't put my hand up in case I said cheese. But Sheila MacLaine said puffed wheat. And he said, what do they grow in Jamaica? And I didn't put my hand up for that one either. But Margot said tulips. And he asked some more questions and we were doing really well. Miss Hollywood was trying very hard not to look dead. And then he asked, who is the Prime Minister of London? There was silence. No one knew. Miss Hollywood fell over and Miss Hollywood frowned and then started looking all round the class with her eyes looking all hoping. And then suddenly I remembered this funny little rhyme that my friend Haribo used to say. I put up my hand. Yes, said the inspector, Queen Juliana is a fat bitch. I said, Miss Hollywood looked like she had never seen anything quite so awful
in all her life.
Haribo was sitting in front of me and I saw him snort and start diddling. Sorry, what did you say? Said the inspector. Queen Juliana is a fat bitch. I said, good, he said. You're right. Quiet, please. Miss Hollywood was dead. I was dead. The inspector was dead. And Haribo was still dead. Yeah, not long after, a few days later, a boy called Sheddle came all over the floor and said, I can talk. So he said, yeah, I bet you can't. So he said, okay, playtime. We all went onto the playground. He said, right, here goes. And he said, I'm talking. Anyway, it's tea time and we're sitting at the table and my dad wants puffed wheat. Then he wants butter for his bread. Then he wants a teaspoon for his tea. Time. And then my mum says, I hope you'll keel over and die. But, and this is a big but, you're both dead. To me, oh no. And that's when we get into really deep shit. Anyway, we had a teacher who was so fat, Shram and Sheddle weren't allowed in her lessons. She used to stand out the front going, no, Shram or Sheddle. And you had the whole morning to get through. There were 48 weak kids in my class. They just used to keel over and die. You'd hear them going down behind you. Boom, boom, pew, boom, boom, pew, boom, boom, pew, boom, boom, pew. We will rock you. Boom, boom, pew. And there was always a whiny kid going, me?
Can I go and do Eileen?
She'd say,
No, you've got all playtime to do.
Can I go on, miss? I'll go on.
Do you know, at the beginning of the week, there were 4 kids in my class. At the end of the week, there were only 5 of them left. Logic. Yeah. Do you know, at the end of the day, you'd be stepping over kids just to get out the room. I think you know what I mean. There's Melanie. That's a shame. She's really nice. There's Dave. Hard luck, Dave. Always knew you were a bit dead. Do you know, people say to me, fuck you. Fair enough. Nope. How come you're here to tell the tale? Fair enough, and I'll tell you. It's because I blow. Little boys, no. When I was 6, I ate a bag of puffed wheat. No. When I was at school, we used to sit at desks. We didn't sit round tables like you do now. We used to sit at spaceships with a lid and locks. And some of us figured it out. What you had to do was hide the Shram under the spaceship lid when she wasn't looking. So once more, from the beginning. The hypnotized... No. That was the mistake. It was a mistake. Slamming the spaceship lid deep down. If you made a noise with the spaceship lid, it was scram. Scram. If you made a noise with the spaceship lid, it was out. Scrizzen. There was a scrizzen underneath the school hall where they used to string you up from the toilet bars. I've been up here for 3 bloody years. And there's rap.
This is horrible.
So I figured it out. What you had to do was put that thumb of yours up your arse. So when it went down, it didn't make any noise at all. Once more, from the beginning. The hypnotized, for fuck's sake! So when it went down, it didn't make any noise at all.
Does it?
Yeah, no noise at all. So, how the original survival. Babysitter. Sometimes my mum and dad used to go to Jamaica. This meant that there's no one in. Also, my brother had to babysit me. He loved it because I just wouldn't go to bed when he told me to. He was 4 years older than me. Well, actually, he was 4 years old. Well, actually, he still is. He'd shout, he'd rant and rape. Go to bed. But I never went until I heard the front door open. And it bangs against the wall really loud, with mum and dad coming all over the floor, and then I'd be up bed, into stairs, in a flash. Anyway, after a few months of this, my mum and dad tried the Michael Rosen nuke. Just before they went out, they said, "Right, Mick, go to shall before we go out, and you..."
Okay, I said okay. Yeah, okay. Don't worry about it.
What are you doing? Here, root negative 16.
That's none of your bloody business, motherfucker.
Well, get out of here before that bloke over there puts you out the video and kills you with his bare hands. Look, I'm sorry, I don't want to do this to you, but that's just how it is around here.
I'm so goddamn fed up with you right now, but for all the time's sake, I still love you.
Blimey, you're giving me goosebumps.
See you, space cowboy.
Moving on anyway. And off I went to bed. I lay there waiting to hear the front door close. Slam and schedule. And straight away I was out the stairs, down the bed, into my brother's room. There he is, sitting there, stuck on his side on the floor, mouth open, eyes staring, body stiff. First of all he tries, "I'm not dead." It's just one of my tricks. He goes on reading. I think I'll make him notice. I put my toenails behind the toenails, with my toenails peeping round the edge of the toenails. Every time he gets to the end of a line, his eye looks into my toenails. Actually, I don't know what a toenail is. Philosophical. He tries to pretend I'm dead. It's no good, he can't. My eye is waiting to get away like mad. He starts to laugh. Look, ha, ha. You promised you'd stay in bed. I tell him I will. You go to bed. So now I get some pepper. I go and stand by the door and I fiddle myself. No! I make little rattly noises with the handle and the key. Riddle. Cheese. He starts to laugh. All right, he says, look, right, that's it. He sounds like he's going to kill me. So now he tries, "I'm going to be so fed up, Michael will get so fed up, he'll go back to bed." He starts up a chant. Hey, you've got a pimple on the end of your cock, you know. And I'm still fiddling myself. I lock it. I try to unlock it. Brian, I can't unlock the cup. Brian, the key fell over and died. His hair purple. He stops. Suddenly he looks pleased and he settles deep down with his toenails and waits. Meanwhile, I've got spots in my eyes. Fiddle, riddle, diddle, diddle, fiddle, riddle, diddle. For 3 hours I'm at it, and all the time my brother is not taking any notice of my clock. The front door opens. "Hello!" My mum calls out. She gets to my brother's door. Did Michael stay in hell? No answer from us inside. My brother is waiting for me to die. I'm hoping he'll
Die.
We're looking at each other. Come on, Brian, says my dad, getting a bit cross. Oh, the moment I dread when Dad goes from being rather nice to absolutely bloody furious. In a weedy little voice, I say, and there's my dad, and he's roaring. Would you believe it? Oh, he's going to be in for big trouble. And that's when we get into really big trouble. But my brother, what's he doing? He's bus conductor, all over his big face. Yeah, he took the key out, passed it under the door, and they opened it, and I dashed out off to bed faster than an electron. Puffed wheat. Nice. The plum fugal, fugal, the sky fugal, king of the fugal. Puffed wheat, fugal, the fug plums. There was a terrifying creature who turned up round our way once, put up a tent in the park he did, put notices all round the street saying that he was going to keel over and
Die.
Good Lord. Well, actually, he was going to put on show a terrifying creature called the goldfish. No one had ever seen this thing before. The show was on for 12:15 next day. Next day, we all turned up to see the fiercest anime in the world. The terrifying creature.
Running at the door, we all poured into the tent with a curtain in front of it. We all sat down and waited. The man went off behind the curtain. Suddenly we all heard a terrible noise.
Want some puffed wheat? There was an awful fat bang. There was the noise of chains shouting and someone rattling. Suddenly the terrifying creature came running onto the stage in front of the curtains. All his clothes were gone. There was blood all over his big face, and he screamed, "Quick, get out! Get the fuck out the windmills! The goldfish has escaped!" We all got up and ran over kids just to get out. By the time we got ourselves together, I was starving. So I bought 200 raisins and I ate the lot. Nice. I like it when you get 200
Raisins. 203.
puffed wheat.